Looking okay, Steve? Appreciate it. Steve's not a real person, just an imaginary friend that I've began speaking to. I might be going crazy. I don't know how the hell it could be 70 plus degrees yesterday and like 30 today. It's damn cold, hence the fact I've got this Superfly hoodie on. And I don't know if you guys believe in global warming or not, but that's probably got something to do with this crazy fluctuation between the weather. One day being hot, the next day being cold. Damn weather around here is like lottery numbers. 72, 31, 50. Folks, all of that's got nothing to do with what we're getting ready to do today. Let me go ahead and stretch. Folks, what we're getting ready to do is respond to some comments. And not just any old comments, neither. The worst comments ever! I wanted to do a worst comments ever reaction video to some of the worst comments that we've been seeing as of late. But surprisingly enough, actually it's a really good thing, we haven't really been getting all that many really bad comments. So even though we're titling this video the worst comments ever response video or something along them lines, there will actually be some really good comments in here as well. So that's not clickbait, right? I've got a whole bunch of comments compiled on my phone right here. Cody helped me get these, so I haven't seen all of these. So what you're going to be seeing today is my genuine, real, raw, and gritty. Probably could have done a little something different with the hand motion right there. Reaction to what you guys are saying in the comments. You know, there are comments, and I think a few of them are in here. I've seen some of these comments. There are comments that say, Joe, we've been trying to tell you how to do this for so long and you don't listen. Let me go ahead and address that real quick. I need to have a moment of truth with you guys. And I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but there are certain days when I don't get a chance to see the comments on the videos. Either we're filming other videos or editing other videos. I don't always see all of the comments. In some videos, I just don't want to see the comments to those because I know they're probably going to get me upset. Yes, sometimes what you guys say does affect me. And to any trolls who might be watching this video just saying, yes, I knew we got underneath his skin. Sometimes you do. Some comments you leave me are mean-spirited, or maybe they're how you truly feel. But whatever the reason may be, I need you to know that oftentimes I am affected by what you guys are saying, as you probably will see in this video. So, with all of that being mentioned, what do you say we go ahead and we That was a stellar dive scene right there. Head first up into this comment response video. All right, where do we begin? Let's go ahead and begin with this comment. We were just talking about this, so this one is suiting. It's from a person by the username Frack Life who says, you don't listen to anyone, Joe Doe! They used all caps for that, so I imagined that they were yelling at me saying that you don't listen to anyone, Joe Doe. We tried to help you with Jellicoe and the fence, but hey, we live and learn, eh? E-H-H-H-H. That's Canadian, right? And Frack Life, I want to say, you know, I do appreciate you trying to give me advice. So many people have tried to give me advice in the comments section, and it's not that I don't listen, but like I said, not all of the time do I see the comments, and sometimes I ain't got the thick skin every day. Sometimes I can't see the comments. If you get what I'm trying to say right there, like it's too much some days. It gets my blood pressure way too high. But obviously your comment is in response to the latest dilemma that I had at my house. A honey-do list project fixing the fence that went terribly wrong when we had like some 20-mile-an-hour wind gust that just blew that joint down. And again, I do greatly appreciate your comment, but in response to your comment, there was somebody else who would offer a little food for thought, a little fodder, their opinion off of what you said right there. And this person's name is Tyrone Not Watson. And I've seen their name quite a bit. They are definitely not a fan of me. Who said, Frack Life, he's a moron. And that's why we come here, to watch him fail. You know, Tyrone Not Watson, that's not very nice. Almost seems as if possibly you're preying on my downfall, but neither here nor there. Maybe you meant it with good intentions. And maybe what you really mean is, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Maybe what you really mean is, maybe I do need to tighten up. pull in the reins a little bit and work harder to make sure that I don't fail. Maybe a lot of the things that I've been doing, the flip house, the cleaning business, the moving company, the mopeds, maybe all of these ideas that I've had as of late are just not that great. Probably should work harder to have better ideas and again, work harder to ensure that I do not fail. I don't want people to be here watching to see if that's what's gonna happen or not, or hoping that that's what I'm gonna do. Hey, have I told you guys about my next venture? Hear me out. I know this is gonna sound crazy. If you thought all of that other shit was crazy, folks, forget a four-wheeler too. I don't want a four-wheeler or another box truck, dump truck, nah. Forget all of that. Dirt bike, none of that. F-250, Super Duty, 6.7 liter. Forget all of that. Have I told you guys about paramotors? You don't even need a pilot's license for this. It's a parachute with a weed whacker two-stroke on your back and you fly. But them joints are like $8,000. I swear. I really want one of those things. Can you imagine us filming videos? So we're on our way to go see Dave right now. Yee, trees! What could possibly go wrong? This next comment comes to us from DC Dynasty, who says, Joe really feels like you're avoiding making a video on Rabbit's latest con. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned that as of late, we really hadn't been receiving all that many bad comments. We've been doing pretty good videos. It seems people have been enjoying those videos, but without question, the last video that we did with Rabbit, where we had some awesome supporters of AfterPrisonShow who kicked like $200 for him to go get one of those tests. There definitely were a lot of crazy comments on that video. Now, I want to say this. I'm not going to make a whole video on the Rabbit situation because people are entitled to their opinions. If they feel like they think this man is still up to no good, you're entitled to that. I, on the other hand, and some people call me dumb, naive, stupid, maybe I am, but I choose to want to believe that Rabbit is doing the right thing. Rabbit was out of work. He had to get one of those tests in order to be able to come back to work and prove that he is not sick. Rabbit shared with us the text on his phone. He did that on the Bobo. Shared with us the text on his phone from his boss saying that he needed this test to come back to work. Fans kicked $200 for Rabbit to go get this test. We made a video. We went to a place where there was a line of cars. It wasn't even that long of a line, but I didn't have time to wait. Rabbit went and spoke with the nurses. I don't know anything about that conversation. I wasn't there with him speaking to the nurses. I saw him speaking to the nurses, but I don't know what was said. Rabbit came back. He was mad on the paper that he had. He thought the test was going to cost $100. They told him the test was going to cost $200. And people were mad for a couple of different reasons. One, they think Rabbit's still getting high. Two, they think that these tests are free because it's been said that all of these tests should be free. And three, that we didn't wait and get the damn test. That's my fault that we didn't wait. I didn't have time. Rabbit would make phone calls after we left there, and I asked him if he wanted to stay. If he really wanted to stay, we would have stayed. But I'm not trying to put anything on him. It's my fault. I was busy. It was on a Friday. Rabbit made a couple of phone calls on the ride back to his place where we did the mail time. He even called the hospital, Norfolk Centera Hospital. He called them. He was told that he could go to the emergency room, and their testing cost, I think it was like $265 and up. That money would get billed to you. Rabbit ended up going to the hospital. He did not get a test because they were only testing at the hospital if you were displaying symptoms. But Rabbit would receive a piece of paper. I'm going to share that piece of paper with you right here, which states that he was seen and that he was not displaying any symptoms. How much did it cost for Rabbit to go to this ER and get this? I honestly don't know. I'm quite certain it wasn't free and he'll be getting a bill in the mail. But again, getting back to the free part of the testing, people thinking that the tests were free. You know, it's been said that the test should be free. I've read news stories and even seen video, and I'll share the video. As a matter of fact, down below, click the link, watch this video, because this is exactly where we went, this Velocity Urgent Care, where they were doing the drive-through testing. And in the video, you will hear them say that if you got insurance, there ain't no copay and they're gonna waive all fees. But if you don't have insurance, the test is $200. They say those words in the video. So I hope I addressed that well enough. I'm not avoiding the situation at all, but I don't think it was warranted a full video about it. Here's a pretty interesting comment. This ain't a bad comment. This is an interesting one. And this comes from a video that we just did reacting to the Lansing prison riot video. This comment is from Antel Marcus, who says, keep bags of poop in your cell, and any signs of trouble, start rubbing it on yourself. No one will fight you. Antel, that is a very valid point right there. If you're ever serving time and smell a funny smell coming from your cell, do a little digging and find you a bag of dookie up in there. Don't try to fight your cellie, because he's either batshit crazy or he's trying to protect either himself or the both of you if trouble is ever bubbling like them guts when you really got to doo-doo. That's a damn good point Antel brings up. You know, people do that without riots. They do that just to try to go for the insanity plea. Oh, it ain't peanut butter I'm putting all over my body. Yeah, I'm crazy. Shout out to you for that insight right there, Antel. This next comment is also not a horrible comment, but one that I wanted to include in here because this person was asking for some advice. It's kind of a long comment. I'm going to try to read it real quick, and I'm not even going to put their username in here. We'll just keep them anonymous. But this person says, Dear Joe, I know that this video has been a year old. I think it was something about dating a prisoner where this comment comes from. But I would like to hear some stuff on this. I'm currently in a relationship and my boyfriend just found out that he is going to federal prison and would like to learn information about prison. I do offer a prison consulting service. Send me an email, joepguerrero2@gmail.com, and we can discuss things a little bit further there. I'm serious. And I would like some advice on people that are still dating a prisoner or did date a prisoner. I was with him when he was in jail for about a month, and that was hard at first, but it got better each day and we got stronger each day. But now he might be looking at federal prison here soon. And I know that's way different than jail time. And I would like to know how different and your honest truth on prison and having relationships with someone in prison. Federal prison is definitely going to be a hell of a lot different than that jail time was, because in the federal system, they can ship your mans anywhere, all over the country. It's not a guarantee that he's going to go to Alaska or Texas or New York, but he could get transferred out of the state. That can make things a lot more difficult. Then depending upon where he goes. Does he go to a minimum or a medium? That's going to definitely play into this as well, like how his time is going to be. Those mediums in the federal system, they go hard from what I've heard. He's going to have a designated amount of phone time, and you can't just make a call, hang up, and call right back. I think they got to wait like 15 or 30 minutes between calls. He only gets like 300 minutes a month on the phone. I might be a little bit off with that, but I know there's a specific amount of minutes that he's going to get on the phone. There's a specific amount of money that he can spend at commissary. And yes, if he's looking at federal prison time, the feds, they don't play. So depending upon what he's looking at federal prison time for, I hate to say this, but there's a possibility he could be gone. He could be gone for a while. It's definitely going to be hard to maintain that relationship. But if you're truly in love and this is the relationship that you know that it is, you guys can make it through anything. But I'm not going to lie, it ain't going to be easy, especially if he gets something like 120 months, that's 10 years. I hope that's not what he's looking at. Maybe he's got some kind of a white collar crime where he might not be looking at but like 12 months, 18 months, something along those lines. But if it's anything more, it's not going to be easy. And that's just being honest. This next comment comes to us from Machiavelli 187. I used to think Joe, what is that, a snake right there? I used to think Joe Snake was cool. You spelled cool wrong. Spelling cool with a K lets me know that you've got to be under 15 years old, but okay. I used to think Joe Snake was cool. Cool Whip, like how Stewie says it in Family Guy. Brian can't stand that. Not no more. All capitals. Unsubscribed. There's another comment right below from Machiavelli as well. It says, Yo Joe, STFU, shut the front door. Danny, you the man. Pound puppy right there. I was about to say I didn't know what video this came from, where we lost Machiavelli as a subscriber. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to ask all of you if we could have a moment of silence for the fact that we lost Machiavelli here on After Prison Show. Moment of truth real quick. It's not easy what I do. You might think that it's an easy thing. Hey, just get in front of the camera, film some videos, think of some ideas. We've been doing this for almost 5 years now, thinking of ideas. You really got to put some thought into it sometimes. One thing that's definitely not easy is when, things happen. Whether it's my fault or what somebody else does, or when we got to make a hard decision, or when things just don't work out. And we've had a lot of things that have not worked out here on After Prison Show with, unfortunately, a lot of different people. Am I to blame for that? I won't say that I'm not. Probably in part to some degree, yes. I don't always handle every situation the right way, and I can think of a few that I most certainly did not. But some things are beyond what I can control. Not always is it that me and another person, whoever that might be, are able to be on the same page. And when a situation doesn't work out, and then I've got to navigate through that however we do, whether putting it completely out there or however we handle it, there's going to be rebuttal. There's going to be opinions. And people like this person, they're entitled to feel that way. It's no stretch of the imagination to think that there have been people we have featured on After Prison Show that some people have liked way more than me, and that's okay. I'm not always the favorite. And with that, sometimes I become the villain. And I don't like being the villain, but I want you guys to know this. I always try to handle the situations to the best of my abilities. And if I make a mistake, I try to own up to that and say, hey, look, I was wrong. We're probably going to be talking about a little more of that in this video. But I'll tell you this, with the fact we've been doing this for 5 years, I've learned quite a bit. And I always try to keep After Prison Show above board in all regards. If people are messing up, do we address that? Well, in pretty much every case, we're addressing that. Are there arguments and falling outs between me and other people? Yes, it happens. I've been doing this for almost 5 years. Not everybody that we feature has been doing this for all that long. Most people who we feature have never even thought about YouTube. And sometimes that changes people. Or sometimes things happen that people don't want to be putting out there. But if you associate yourself with After Prison Show, it's a part of the package deal. Because if you disappear and people are asking me, Joe, where is such and such? At some point, we got to address that. To wrap this all up, sometimes people don't agree with the decisions that I make. And that's okay, because I'm not perfect and I don't always get it right. Moving on. Sorry that we lost you, Machiavelli. You're probably not even here to see this. And if I see another comment from you, you're a liar. You said you unsubscribed. Why are you back? Doc Watson. This fat cop is still talking about prison. Jesus. People think I'm a snitch sometimes. I was just talking with Dave about that yesterday, as a matter of fact. Pressing charges on Brian. And, Dave said to me, we didn't have this on camera, but Dave was like, what do they expect you to do? Go, pick up the strap, handle it in the streets? I'm sorry, Doc Watson, that you think that I'm a fat cop. I've actually lost quite a bit of weight since I've started smoking a pack and a half of cigarettes again. And I've been doing a fair amount of work, landscaping, trying to do work at the flip house wherever I can get in to do some work, and actually remodeling a bathroom and taking care of my primary residence. So I rebuke your comment about me being fat. I'm not a cop. But true story, when I was growing up, I did want to be a cop. Crazy how I went the complete opposite route of that. And I'll actually agree with you with the last part of your comment saying that this fat cop is still talking about prison. This is After Prison Show. We still talk about prison, even 5 years later. It's crazy. This next comment is from a really old video. I can't remember what it was. Different types of prisoners in prison, the most annoying prisoners in prison, something along them lines. From Kirby Dingle. Kirby Dingle. You sound like a troll. If that's your real name, I didn't mean no disrespect. Says, your delivery is so annoying. Calm down. Interesting content, but your voice is super obnoxious. I'm not even going to get worked up behind that. I respect your opinion. What I will say is, back in the day when I watched older After Prison Show videos, even I cringe. Wow, I used to talk like that. I thought that I was on TV or something. And I always used to try to talk like so, I can't even put it into words. Like just so TV-like, 60 minutes-ish. I don't know what I was really going for. I went from the prison accent to like some weird way of sharing things to an even worse way of sharing things. And then now all I do is I just scream at the camera. I'm surprised I still have a voice. And I'll tell you the most interesting part about Kirby's comment. I want to share this with you guys. This is pretty interesting. YouTube has now given me a new feature, and it's not on all comments, but I imagine it soon will be. Maybe it will be. I think they're rolling this out, where if you see underneath Kirby Dingle Bear's comment, it says, it gives me some options. I can literally just click one of those options, and that can be my reply. An instant reply. And look at this. Kirby says, your delivery is so annoying. Calm down. Interesting content, but your voice is super obnoxious. And my options for reply are, sorry about that. Thanks for the view. Oh, that's a bird right there. YouTube is giving me auto response burns. Thanks for the view. Or noted. Christopher asks, what's the bobo? You know, the reason I included this comment right here is because I get this comment a lot. Yo, what's the bobo? What does bobo mean? And I know we've addressed this before, but for anybody who may not know, I'm not going in on you, Christopher. Check out the bobo, twitch.tv/AfterPrisonShow. I'm doing a lot of singing now. We're going to have music videos coming very soon. I am writing, not a song. I'm working on a couple of different songs right now as we speak. And I've got a new album on the way. Code name, I can't share it. Go watch the bobo. And what bobo means, it's prison lingo. It's a prison term. The bobo. Hey, come over here and let me holler at you real quick. Let's chop it up. Let's kick the bobo for a minute. Yeah, I'm trying to find out why I saw you talking to the guards for 5 minutes and slipping them a little paper football. You kicking the bobo with the police now too? Kicking the bobo, it just means to have a conversation. Style Kid says, the amount of us that told you that fence won't last a month later, LMAO. A lot of O's. I wanted to include this comment right here so you guys know that I do see this comment right here. A lot of people told me the fence wouldn't last. Okay, probably should have been reading the comments after we did the fence to see what we did wrong. 2AHD Cat says, Joe, fix the fence with screws, not shitty nails. This is 2020. Who uses nails anymore? Yeah, when the fence blew down, I realized it was probably time for some 3-inch screws or lag bolts or something. 2020, who uses nails anymore? Nails still have a fair amount of usage out here in the world. Just gonna be honest with you. I also wanted to include this comment right here. We just did a video with Shannon not too long ago, and Shannon was actually getting a little triggered by some of the comments that were in that video. I don't know if she'll be mad that I said that or not, but she was texting me like, oh, I want to respond. I was like, yo, Shannon, you can't because, you know, we do got a fair amount of trolls, and that's what they want. So what I'm doing right here is exactly the opposite of what I told her. But I wanted to include this for her from this person named Irie Rising, who says, I've been out of touch. I guess that means you just ain't been watching the videos, but shout out to you for coming back. It's so good to see Shannon, and I see she's in her own apartment. That's terrific. Thank you for bringing attention to this serious situation. Shout out to Irie Rising and shout out to Shannon. One final comment to include in this video, and obviously I had to keep this one for the very last one. This comes from Daniel Stanley Smith, and this comment has also been left by probably a lot of people. I see this comment from time to time. And it says, Joe, where is Danny? The short of it is, I don't know. I don't know. The long of it is, I can't remember the last time that I talked to Danny. It's been 3 or 4, maybe 5 months, somewhere in there. About 3 to 5 months it's been since I've talked with Danny. Danny moved out of state. Danny was doing well. And then I lost contact with Danny. We did have an argument, and I'm not going to go into specifics about that. But from time to time, we would argue. Actually, we argued quite a bit. And I almost was going to do a video. I may still do this. I don't know. About what happened with Danny, because it's a long, long story. There were a lot of things that happened. Nothing bad, but just definitely a lot of things that got misconstrued. And I'll give you a little quick breakdown of this, just a little bit of it. Back during when we were working with Danny really heavily, man, After Prison Show came together and did a lot, raised a lot of money for this dude. Danny had never been on YouTube, didn't even know what it was when we met him, served 40 years in prison, you know, didn't have much of anything when we met him. He was homeless. So then we started working with Danny, and man, people were loving this dude. I mean, we had a lot of people reaching out. I mean, celebrities. FaZe Banks reached out. I mean, he's a popular YouTuber, but that was kind of crazy. Like, he reached out. And then we had Hollywood reach out. And, this is something that we never even shared. This situation got so big so fast that literally Hollywood was calling me and wanting to make a movie about Danny's life. I don't think we ever talked about that. And I ain't going to go no further with that, but it didn't work out. It did not work out. It was no fault of my own. I didn't do anything. And as a matter of fact, one thing that I said when Hollywood was reaching out was, I don't even know why, you're talking with me. I mean, they needed me to be able to get to Danny. But I told them, I said, look, this ain't got nothing to do with me. And I am not going to stand in this man's way. If y'all want to do this, hey, I will help you every step of the way, or as much as you need me to, or I can just put you on to him. And they wanted me to be a part of this thing. They wanted me to be basically his handler. And I hate the way that sounds, but that was kind of what it was. And needless to say, by the end of it, it didn't work out. So that was one thing that kind of snowballed into a lot more. There were arguments for sure between Danny and I. And I was trying to handle the situation the best way that I could. I didn't, in one particular case, put some stuff out there that I should have never put out there. And then people were really saying, oh, Joe, you was snitch. But me and Danny talked after that. And we made peace after that. And then there was another argument. And I'm not going to go into specifics about this one. It wasn't about money. I can't say anything about it. I don't want to say anything about it. Danny wasn't getting in any trouble. But Danny was far away. And he was in another state. And anyways, when we got in this big argument, I was mad. I was really, really mad by the end of this. And one thing Danny said was, Joe, I think he understood that I was mad. But one thing that I remember from this conversation was him saying, hey, look, take some time, calm down, and we'll talk. Call me, take some time, and then give me a call. Months went by to the point where we are right now, and I haven't talked with him. And I don't have his phone number. I've broken numerous phones, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I ain't got no cloud storage, whatever reason, I don't got none of the text messages no more. They've been pushed out of my phone. I don't have his number. He had a couple of different phone numbers, and I didn't have no way, I don't have any way to contact this man except for his email. And it was just maybe a week ago, maybe not even that long ago, a couple of days ago, I sent Danny an email with this last known email address. I don't have his address in the state that he's in. I've tried looking him up, but I sent him an email. I kept it really short. I was like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a long time. I know the last time that we talked, I was mad. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope to hear from you. And I never got a response back. Maybe he doesn't have the password to that email. Hell, I honestly don't know. I'm saddened by the fact that things would end up getting so twisted with the Danny situation. I am in part to blame for that. And it's not because of money. It's because, I guess it's because I wasn't able to be there 24/7. And there were times when I would be busy with other projects, and it would be a couple of weeks between, when me and Danny would talk, and he would get mad about that. And then we would talk, and I guess we just became distant. And that sucks to say. But we had done a lot for this man. Helped this man get an apartment. AfterPrisonShow did this. Helped this man get an apartment, a moped, a bank account, a job. Sent him to Boston for his first Christmas in 40 years. And I just wasn't able to be there all the time. And that caused static, I guess, between me and him. We would bump heads, we would argue. And as I think about all of this, because I've never really talked about any of this with you guys. As I think about all of this, I try to think to myself like, what could I have done differently? Could I have been there 24/7? I couldn't have been. When we argued, and man, there were a lot of things that happened in Danny's life very fast. And they were all good things. Hollywood was knocking. And then that didn't work out. We're going to do a video eventually, but I hope that, before all of that, and it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad that I would say about this man. Did we have falling outs from time to time? Absolutely. But we always tried to get back together. Well, in this particular case, it's been a long time. Long enough for me to be kind of worried. Like, damn, I hope he is okay. And for now, that's what I'll share about what happened to Danny. And I know that's probably not good enough, and hopefully I'll be able to address that further, and maybe I'll be able to get in contact with him some way, somehow. Maybe he'll see this video and he'll reach out. I know a lot of people still like Danny. We went through a lot of things together. So I am hopeful that in the future I'll be able to bring you guys a much better update. That's the last comment that I'm going to address in this video. This video turned out a lot longer than I expected it to, but if you watch this thing entirely, I do appreciate that. And I am grateful to have you guys rocking with the After Prison Show. I've tried to drop a lot of truths on you guys in this video, especially in relation to, not every situation with every person is that the easiest thing to handle, or does it come out the way that you would hope that it would. It doesn't always work out all of the time. And that sucks, but it is what it is. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you guys thought about all of this. And as always, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!